Booktube. Here I am with the Independent Book Week tag because it's Independent Book Week. This tag was started by Will over at Vintage Books. I'll link the original down below. If you haven't checked Will out before, he's great. He's always got some fantastic suggestions. And let's get started. So the first question is, what books are currently in your bag? I've always got a few books on the go. So the first one I've got is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I've been reading this for ages. I've picked it up and put it down twice. I found the beginning of it a bit slow, but I thought it started to get going and it was picking up, but then I put it down and started reading something else. So I'm planning to get that finished soon. I'm also currently reading The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is quite popular on Booktube. I'm about a third of the way in so far, and so far so good. Really enjoying that. I'm also reading Charlotte Bronte Alive by Claire Harmon, and I'm about a tiny bit of the way in this one, but it's absolutely brilliant. It's reading like a novel. It's just a great read. So that's what I've currently got in my bag at the moment. The second question is, what is the last great book that you read? Last great book that I read, if you're being true to the tag, was Jane Eyre, which was a reread for me. But a new book that I'd never read before was A Song for Issy Bradley by Carrie Spray. Absolutely amazing, blew me away. Can't wait for a new one. The third one is, what book have you gifted the most? And this has to be The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Absolutely love this book. I've bought it as a present for friends, but what I did do one year was, it was the World Book Night event and I was chosen as a book giver, and this is the book that I chose to give away, and I actually gave 25 copies of this away to people for free. The fourth question is, what's your favourite independent bookshop? I feel really sad when I get to this question. The town where I live, we've got a tiny Waterstones. And I can go into, I'm quite close to both Manchester and Liverpool. Manchester's got huge Waterstones. But as for independent bookshops, I can't say that I've actually got any real experience of them. And it's made me think this is something I need to rectify. So I have been having a look in my local area. They're a bit of a drive, but there are a few nearby. And obviously there are loads in London that I'm hoping to check out very soon. So it's a bit of a sad one, that question. Number 5, what's been your favourite book recommended by a bookseller or a fellow booktuber? There are so many. I have to say that I love going into a bookshop and you pick a book off the shelf and the person on the till will say, oh, that's really good. That happened to me with Ernest Cline's Ready Player One. The guy on the till went, read it on a weekend because you won't be able to put it down and you'll be, if you've got to go to work, you won't get time to do it. So that was a really, really great recommendation and I love that. And again, most of the things that I read now are recommended by Booktube because I trust your judgment. The number 6 is, what's your favourite bookshop memory? Just of being a child and just going in to see the whole variety of books, the smell of the bookshop, the overwhelming choices. If you did well at school or Christmas and birthdays, getting that little book token and going in and actually being able to make your own choice, not being told what to read, and was what you wanted to read. And so that was definitely that first sort of experience of being able to go in and pick my own book. Number 7, what do bookshops mean to you? What do you love about them? What don't I love about them? I can't pass the bookshop without going in. I love the smell. I love going around tidying up all the books on the piles. I love discovering something new that I've never seen before. I can lose hours in a bookshop. I can just completely lose all sense of time and place. I can switch off from all the stresses of life. I just love everything about bookshops. I can never get enough of them. They are my favourite places to be, and the more we have of them, the better. Number 8, what are the books that made you? Which books have most affected or influenced you? Probably first one I would have to say would be Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. It's one of the first few whole books that I read myself as a child, and I cried my eyes out, and it was probably my first experience of being totally moved by a book, by just words on a page, and it was just an amazing experience. I was so invested in the characters, I absolutely loved it, and I was totally enraptured by it. So that probably as a child. And as an adult, things like, I have to say, Arthur and George by Julian Barnes. This was one that was probably one of my first ventures into something that would be regarded as literary fiction, and I was a bit anxious about going into that, but I have to say that I absolutely love this book. Couldn't put it down. Great page turner, and it has stuck with me ever since I read it. And then things like The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood blew me away. The woman who is so imaginative but is so acerbic in her observations, and that again really sort of changed a lot of my thoughts and opinions on things. And another one is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. The honesty of this book, the heartbreaking reality of Sylvia's story that is mirrored through the bell jar, the empathy that I had for this, the understanding of another person suffering, was a great influence on me. Question 9. What book do you recommend reader's gift for Father's Day? I honestly don't know, because I think it depends on what your father is particularly interested in, because I don't think you should sort of put people in a bracket that if he's a dad he's going to want this, or if he's male he's going to want this. So I think you should just gift him a book that is something he likes. Some men might like, you know, non-fiction, some might like crime fiction, some might like chick lit, you never know. Just give them what they want, and if not, give them a book token. And the final question is, what book is currently on the top of your TBR pile? At the minute it's Rusho, and this is by Shirley Barrett, and this is the one I've got my eye on at the moment, but I am very whimsical in my reading habits, so it depends on how I feel when I get around to picking up another book. It may be this, it may not be something else, it may be something else, but at the minute it's Rusho by Shirley Barrett. So it'd be great to hear what you think of these books and these reads. Talk to me in the comments down below. Keep reading, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!